episode of Harper's Bookshelf. I'm Harper and today I will be reviewing and reading 2 stories from Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Now, this book is by Elena Favilli and Francesca Cavallo and is published by Particular Books, which is a Penguin Random House company. So, before I read this book, I would actually like to talk to you guys about what I love about this book. So one of the things I love about this book is the illustrations. Now, the illustrations are pretty much different every single page, every single story, which is amazing. I love it. The next thing I love about this book is that it's very inspirational and it actually inspired me to do things out of my comfort zone that are different and exciting and interesting. The last thing I like about this book is, I actually have to show you this to you guys. This is the Rebel map, which is a giant map of all the different locations and names of, of all of the Rebel Girls in the whole entire world. There you guys go. Okay, so let's start reading our first story. Oh, by the way, there's also a quote from the person on every single page, which is another thing I love. The first story we'll be reading is Ada Lovelace. Now, there's a little picture here, an illustration. So let's get reading. So we're going to be reading Ada Lovelace, who was a mathematician. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Ada who loved machines. She also loved the idea of flying. She studied birds to work out the perfect balance between wing size and body weight. She tested out materials and tried out several designs. She never managed to soar like a bird, but she created a beautiful book full of drawings called Flyology, where she recorded all of her findings. One night, Ada went to a ball. There she met a grumpy old mathematician named Charles Babbage. Ada was a brilliant mathematician herself, and the two soon became good friends. Charles invited Ada to see a machine he had invented. He called it the difference engine. It could automatically add and subtract numbers. No one had ever done that before. Ada was hooked. What if we built a machine that could make more complicated calculations, he said, excited. Ada and Charles started working. The machine was huge and it required an enormous steam engine. Ada wanted to go further. What if this machine could play music and show letters as well as numbers? She was describing a computer, way before modern computers were invented. Ada wrote the first computer program in history. Now, she was born on December 10th, 1815 and lived until November 27th, 1852. She lived in the United Kingdom. The quote from her today is this: "That brain of mine is something more than merely mortal, as time will show." Ada Lovelace. So that was the first story I'll be reading, you guys. The second story is Margaret Hamilton. You guys can see the illustration there. So this is Margaret Hamilton, and she is a computer scientist. Here we go. Once there was a girl who put a man on the moon. Her name was Margaret, and she was really good with computers. When she was just 24 years old, she joined NASA, the US agency that explores outer space. She took the job to support her husband and her daughter, little realizing that she would soon lead a scientific revolution that would change the world. Margaret was an engineer and led the team who programmed the code that allowed Apollo 11 spacecraft to land safely on the moon's surface. Margaret would bring her daughter Lauren to work on weekends and evenings. While 4-year-old Lauren slept, her mother programmed away, creating sequences of code to be added to Apollo's command module computer. On July 20th, 1969, just minutes before Apollo 11 touched down on the lunar surface, the computer started spitting out error messages. The entire mission was in danger. Luckily, Margaret had set up the computer to focus on the main task and ignore the little ones. So instead of aborting the mission, Apollo 11 landed safely on the moon. The Apollo landing was hailed by the world as one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. But it wouldn't have happened at all without the brilliant programming skills and cool-headedness of one woman, NASA engineer Margaret Hamilton. Now, she was born on August 17th, 1936, and she still lives to this day. So this is the quote from her. "I worked on all the Apollo main missions, Margaret Hamilton." Now, I will just tell you who illustrated this. It was illustrated by Edith Karen, and the Ada Lovelace one was illustrated by Elizabetta Stoyanich. If I'm saying this wrong, somebody correct me. So those were all the stories I wanted to share with you guys today. Stay tuned for the next video, which is about Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls 2. So I'll put a link below for where I purchased the book. I purchased it in an amazing, beautiful bookshop in Newtown called Better Read Than Dead. Now, if you love this video and want to see more like it, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Keep reading, adventures away. Bye guys!